Hello, everybody. Welcome to the big show. My name is Mickey. This is Mickey in the Middle, the quintessential show for middle Americans, where all middle Americans are welcome. It doesn't matter what your demographic is, it doesn't matter what part of the world you're in or where you are hanging, as long as you consider yourself part of the middle. We're not talking about the 20% of the crazies on the right or the 20% of the crazies on the left. We're talking about good, common sense stuff. I hope you had a great weekend. It is Monday here on Mickey in the Middle Show. So let's find out who is the first winner of the week to comment. Ladies and gentlemen, gold medalist Carolyn Greggs Ledger. Hello. Congratulations on the gold medal. I greatly appreciate you being here. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. I started a minute late, so it's going to take a minute or two for people to get in here because they were like, where's Mickey? Must have had a rough weekend. Well, I didn't have a rough weekend, but it was actually it was a pretty good weekend. So, but I did a whole bunch of organizing, and now I have stuff like Kleenex on my desk for no apparent reason. So, thank you very much for being here, and congratulations to Carolyn Greggs Gold Medal Ledger for being the first one to make it into the Mickey Gold Medal position this week. All right, so. Let's talk about something. I'm almost tempted to not talk about what I'm about to talk about. So in a minute, I'm going to talk about solar and solar panels and solar energy and the solar revolution that's coming. But before I do that, I want to address something that kept popping up and became an issue over and over this weekend. It's kind of crazy. So, hey, Debbie Caldwell, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the big show. Congratulations, you're the silver medal winner tonight. So, silver medalist on Monday for Mickey in the Middle. So, what I want to do is I want to talk about stupid people. Now, this hurts me. This hurts me in the. It's crazy what kind of a society we live in. Because here's the thing: is the average intelligence they say is a 100. Okay. So, but I got to explain the way that IQ works. The way that IQ works from a psychological standpoint is that if you take the entire population, say like you're going to do the people in Cabot, Arkansas, and you measure everybody, the average is 100. Right. So if you take the entire world and you average that, it might be above or below Cabot, but the average is still going to be 100. So depending on how smart or how dumb a society happens to be, you're always going to have 100 as the standard bearer average intelligence on an IQ test. I'm pretty sure that that's right. If I'm wrong, but 100 is the average intelligence within any group. Now, what that means is there are going to be people above that. 50% of the people are going to be above 100, but that means that 50% of the people are going to be below 100. And here's why I have a problem with the number being 100. I think it's oversampled to the lower end of the 100 spectrum, right? Let's say that you have somebody, only one person can be the smartest person in any group. One person can be the smartest. At any one time on the planet, only one person can be the most smart person on the planet. However, a whole bunch of people can be at zero, can be just be dumb. So if the dumber that you are, and the more stupid that you become, the lower that IQ number becomes. And they said it's the mode, medium mode, whatever the heck that is. So I think that this is skewed and slanted, that we have more people that are not bright than we do have people that are smart. But what bothered me this weekend, what bothers me is inside of the political realm, you have a whole bunch of people that just won't even listen. For some reason, they get told something, gets stuck in their brain, and then they can't change their mind. They can't listen. They can't do critical thinking. They don't have the ability to step out of that. And I see it over and over and over when wherever we're having discussions. Do you ever change your mind on stuff? Because I change my mind all the time. And it's one of the things about being smart and being open to ideas is I know that every single day I'm going to be exposed to new information, which means that I can add that information to my arsenal of knowledge And when I add something to my arsenal of knowledge, I also have to change the way that I think about that subject. 20 years ago, somebody came up and said, "Hey, man, we're going to harvest energy from the sun. It's going to be solar cells, and it's going to be so worth it." Well, they've been working on solar cells for 30, 40, 50 years. Simple fact of the matter is they're still not that good. People talk about it, right? Let us have the government incentives and people will not change their mind. They're like, solar's the only way to save the planet. Okay, well, solar's not the only way to save the planet. It's a way to make the solar companies rich. It's a way to have government kickbacks from the solar companies. So solar panel makers, solar panel installers, people that have to change from a stupid electronic measurement gauge on everybody's houses to the electrical meter. Those all have to be changed. You have to change the infrastructure of a house and the way that the solar is off of the roof and into a converter and into a battery and then so that's DC and then into AC. There's a lot of different steps in using solar, and solar systems can be very, very expensive, and the price is coming down. But the reason I bring this up is because people don't even pay attention to what the questions are. I got two examples. I got two examples right here. This I was looking for earbuds this weekend. Earbuds, like these, except I was looking for them to go swimming with. And I didn't know whether I wanted to bone conducting earplugs or whether I wanted something to plug into my ear, something to wrap around my head. I don't know, a scuba suit with earphones in it. I didn't know what I wanted. But I started looking at the comments. And here's one of the things that I found. this people just bother the crap out of me. I said, I'm looking for waterproof earbuds. I find one that looks like it might be okay. Type in the question to review. So I type in the question and it says, can I swim with these earbuds? 100 people answered the question. 99% 99 of the 100 people that answered the question did not answer the question. I want you to think about that. Can I swim with these earbuds? Of the 100 people that answered, 99 of them said one of the following. I wouldn't recommend it, with no further information. I haven't tried it. Well, that sure as hell doesn't answer the question. I don't know was the third most response, and I don't think Bluetooth works in water. So I got a question. If I ask 100 people, can I swim with these earbuds? I should get more than one person back that says yes or no. But I got 99 of these people that wanted to give me all of the information about shit that didn't answer one bit of my question. Can I swim with these earbuds? I wouldn't recommend it. I haven't tried it. I don't know. And I don't think Bluetooth works in water. This is the problem with America. Stupid ass people not listening to the question and then not answering the question, not having any experience and then telling everybody what they think, although they don't know. And all this stuff's not even related to the question. Totally ridiculous. Hey, congratulations. Oh my gosh. Hey, Debbie says, silver, yay, finally top 3. Yes, ma'am, you are top 3. Right? So here's the other question that I had, right? And this is what solidified it this morning. It says the first part is pretty basic. Does merely leaving a guitar plugged in to a turned off amp drain the active pickups and the battery inside of the active pickups? And part 2 of the question, in the case of an Eric Clapton model Strat, for which I believe the pickups are only active if the neck tone control is turned up past 5, which turns on the mid boost, would the battery only be drained and the mid boost if turned on? Thanks in advance. Top comment. I recently bought a rechargeable 9-volt for my Taylor. It has a charging port right on the battery. So somebody's asking about playing a guitar and asked about the pickups and whether plugging in a guitar will activate the guitar battery pickups. And this person, who was the first person to answer, answered, I recently bought a rechargeable 9-volt for my Taylor. What the hell does that have to do with the question? It has nothing to do with the question. It has a charging port right on the battery. Once again, doesn't answer the question. So I started thinking about the political situation that we're in and about whether people actually change their mind, whether they listen to the questions, whether they gain more knowledge, whether they try to be objective about the way that we do this and about the way that we're moving forward into the future. Because here's what the thing is. These are important questions. Right now, the economy is in a shambles. Why? Because 2 years ago, I was paying $2 for gas. I'm paying $4.50. And people in California are paying $6. And the question is, why? Why in the hell did we allow a government to go ahead and pull the plug on gas and oil in our country when we could get off gas and oil by asking the right questions and having the right timeline? France is doing it. France is going totally nuclear. They're building nuclear plants in France like it's going out of style, and the cost of their electricity is dropping like a rock because as more nuclear plants come online, it's considered a renewable energy because once you have that block and you start putting the rods in, all of a sudden you get steam. Steam turns turbines make electricity, and now they have falling electrical costs, falling coal, falling CO2, falling everything, that the planet's getting better. But nobody wants to look at that in the United States. They're like wind and solar, wind and solar, wind and solar. Well, I'm telling you right now, wind and solar ain't going to cut it. We don't have the infrastructure to do wind and solar. You know, it would be an absolute shame if I had an electric vehicle out here and my daughter called me up. She said, Dad, I need you to get up to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Emergency, emergency, emergency. And I jumped in my electric car and I got 3/4 of the way there and it died on the road. Oh, don't worry, baby. I'll be there right away. Got to give me 30 minutes to recharge my battery so I can go the rest of the way. It's not a solution. And people are like, well, I want solar and electric cars. Well, then go get one. But why are you dragging the rest of us? To save the planet. You can't even conclusively prove that the planet is any worse off now than it was. It's getting warmer. So what the hell does that mean? What the hell does that mean? Rising oceans. Well, I got news for you, sport. The oceans haven't risen. I've been hearing this shit about polar bears. I've been hearing this stuff about rising oceans. I've been hearing this stuff about all of these catastrophes all around the world. Hurricanes are not any stronger. They're not having any more hurricanes. They're saying that there's more forest fires. Yeah, but are you going to tell me that a 2-degree change in the earth, Fahrenheit, by the way, not even Celsius, 1.5 Celsius, is going to contribute to the massive wildfires we have? I want you to take the temperature inside your house and I want you to raise it by 1 degree Fahrenheit on your thermostat. Some of you are going to like, oh no, I like it at 72. You can't tell the difference in 72 and 73. The earth can't tell 72 and 73. They're still, do you really think that where you are, that the temperature doesn't fluctuate between 5 degrees to 10 degrees every single given year? You know, the average temperature your place is taken because temperatures are above that some years and below that other years. That rainfall is the exact same way, that sometimes there's a higher rainfall, sometimes it's a lower fall. I love the people that say we're running out of water. We're running out of water. How in the hell can we be running out of water when the cloud cycle is exactly the same way it has been since the planet started? Sun evaporates the moisture collects in the clouds float over the land gets dumped on by rain, clouds go away, causes the wind. changing temperatures and the cool air from the evaporation going over land and it being drier and warmer over land than it typically is in the water. Because water is one of the most stable elements, one of the most stable molecules in the world. I know I'm getting all sciencey on you. I don't mean to get all sciencey on you. I'm just saying that uh, the temperature fluctuation of the earth as a whole means what? Nothing. They're like, oh, you're going to get banned, Mickey. I know I'm going to get banned. Are your lights on low? Yes, my lights are on low. Am I showing up too much? All right. So I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me see if I can adjust this. But I do have a computer screen in front of me, and that's why my stuff brightness. Wait a minute. Is that bad or good? I don't know. Anyway. All right. Thank you very much for asking. So, hey, Mark Calcaterra. By the way, congratulations to Mark Calcaterra. It was a great weekend for him. He is the commandant of the VFW post in Tonyville, Arkansas. And I just want to say congratulations to Mark. We had his homecoming this weekend, and it was absolutely fabulous. They made chicken and corn and had potato salad and awesome cupcakes and lemon meringue pie. And we karaoke'd, we partied all night long. And I just want to let you know, congratulations, Mark. I know that your command time is going to be absolutely fantastic. You're going to do great things for the VFW in Arkansas. Okay, so let's get back to solar. Here's why solar affects you. I'm in a property owners association. I happen to be the president of the Property Owners Association. And in 2019, we had a vote on the board after we canvassed the neighborhood and we talked to all the people whether they want solar or not. And then we had solar installers come in, people that were realtors. They came in and talked. Everybody gave us their opinion on solar. And a couple of years ago, we voted on it, and the board voted against having solar in our neighborhood. Most people said that they didn't like the way the solar panels looked. And I have to admit, the solar panels are pretty damn ugly. If I wanted to have something that ugly on my house, I wouldn't ask the POA to do that. I would just put something ugly on the house and ask them to not make me take it down. Big black panel on top of your roof, silver around the outside. And then people go, oh, it's ugly. And it is ugly. Thing is that technology is changing. So anyway, 3 years ago in 2019, we did not vote for solar in the neighborhood on the board. And that was 3 years ago. So a few months ago, I was like, hey, maybe the technology has changed. Maybe the technology has changed. So we're going to bring it up. So 3 months ago, we started talking about solar in the neighborhood again. And people were like, I'm going to put solar in. I'm like, you might want to ask somebody before you do that. Probably not a good idea because it's been voted down. And then other people were like, we're for solar. And other people were like, we're against solar. But everybody has their own reason. And it's almost impossible to build a consensus around that. If we're having a hard time building consensus in our neighborhood about whether to allow solar with the technological advances of solar, how do you think that we're acting as a world? And this is getting me to these people that think that they know better than everybody else because they have more money, whether they're at Davos, whether they are in the World Economic Forum, the World Trade Organization, the United Nations panel on interclimate change or whatever. Here's the thing is, these people have the IQ of a cucumber. They don't even ask the right questions. Then they go, the scientific data states, listen to me. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Even if you had good scientific data and you have the best information that you have on climate change is only a degree or two off. And they go, well, it's a degree hotter. Okay, I'll give you, it's a degree hotter. What the hell does that mean? What does it mean? Well, the oceans are rising. No, they're not. There's more forest fires. No, there's not. You can't prove that that's climate change. We need more solar. We need to get rid of CO2. Look, can we find some other off ramp other than killing the American economy due to oil and gas for something that we're obviously not ready for? Gas prices and CO2 emissions are driving our economy right now and driving it into the ground. And here's what the problem is. The president of the United States is picking up his stuff and he's going to Saudi Arabia to talk to them about drilling and producing more oil. We're sitting on all the oil. We are sitting on the oil. Why is he talking to Saudi Arabia? Why is he talking to Russia? Why is he talking to Iran? Why is he talking to Venezuela? You know who's got oil? Canada. Canada, our closest neighbor, one of our largest trading partners. They got all kinds of freaking oil. But Trudeau in Canada and Biden in the United States have said, nah, we're going to get rid of the oil. We're not going to do that. Well, how about if you pump a little bit? How about if you pump a little bit more? How about if you encourage economic development to get more oil now and then we can trim down later? You don't cut things off where you just go 0-0, causing prices, and then they go, it's corporate greed. It's not corporate greed. That's a bunch of BS. It wasn't corporate greed when the price was $2 a gallon. How? If it was $2 a gallon and it was corporate greed, how come the oil companies just didn't make it $5 a gallon? It doesn't make sense. They go, it's corporate greed. Listen to me. The corporations want to make their money and they want to go the hell home. They're not extra greedy. They've been doing this for 100 years. They're not extra greedy. They just want their money so that they can survive, so that they can grow a little bit, so they can make their stockholders happy. They just want to make their cut. If their cut goes on top of, hey, look here, there's worldwide global demand for this, they cannot help it. If the United States of America, or people in America say, I will give you $70 a barrel, and then somebody in Europe goes, I will give you $75 a barrel, and then somebody in Australia goes, I will give you $80 a barrel, and then somebody goes, I will give you $90 a barrel. And then a company in the United States says, I will give you $110 a barrel for that. And then that company goes, okay, that's how much I'm going to charge you. And that's what's going on with Iran and Saudi Arabia and OPEC and Venezuela and Russia and all of these countries that are not going stupid crazy about carbon. They're like, hey, man, you guys want to stop producing oil? Come to Papa, I got you, man. If you cut your own companies in your own necks in the United States, in Canada, in Australia, in Europe, all over the world, free world, if you want to cut your neck and stop producing oil, we're not going to stop producing oil. So while you're on your off ramp, we are going to make billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars. Let me change that. Trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. And you are going to happily pay it. You want to know why? Because your government officials are stupid. They don't have the common sense to light a 1-watt bulb. Bow tie, cucumber. How about a slug? Do you know a cucumber slug? That is true. Replying to, let's see, what have people said here? We have 28 panels, well worth the investment. Right. So, Richard, here's what the thing is. Sometimes solar panels are a great investment inside of a community. Other times they are not. The way right now, the solar industry down here in Arkansas, yeah, I can't see it. However, I think that eventually we're all going to get to solar panels. You have them. Chris has them. There's a lot of friends of mine that have solar panels, and they like them, and they're paying that off, right? But it's not going to work right now with the technology that we have in Arkansas, at least not in our neighborhood, because the way that they've structured the laws and stuff. Richard says we have 28 panels. Bowtie says a cucumber. How about a slug? There you go. Replying to Richard, how much of it did it cost? And do you get a real return on your investment? Hey, that's a great question. So I'm going to show this really quick. So Richard says we have 28 panels, well worth the investment. And then Mark said, replying to Richard, how much did it cost? Did you get a real return on investment? Big question. And then Mark says that he looked into it, was told if I produce more than I used energy, would use it without any benefit to me. On top of that, they won't guarantee electrical service offline. Explain the benefits to them. Right. So here's what the thing is. There is we just did a deep dive into solar panels here. One of the problems with solar panels is that you have your mortgage, you put solar panels on your house, you got to go get another loan, and that's going to come in the form of a lien. If you have a lien on the panels and you go to sell your house, then you have to pay not only the house off, but you also have to pay the solar panels off. In the state of Arkansas, right now, everybody's selling a house, but they're not giving you any extra money for solar. So if you have solar panels on your house and you spent $20,000 on it, your house is only going to be coming back at the investment cost of whatever the average square foot is around your place. People are not going to pay above that in order to pay off the solar panels. So if you put in solar panels and you pay off your solar panels and you sell your house for what it is worth without the solar panels, you just bought the next person who bought your house free energy for the rest of their life, especially in the military. And that's one of the things about moving. If you plan on moving, if you pay cash for a solar system, you are out that money. Now you have to recoup your money over time. When that happens, it's going to be based on how you use solar. But you're paying for a solar system. Even if you pay up front or even if you pay over time, you are paying for that system. In the state of the way that a tax credit work is that if you pay income taxes to the United States government, they will give you a tax credit on your income taxes. And that could be substantial, up to $12,000 in some cases, I believe. And if you're going to stay where you are, and if you put money into the IRS, right? If you are actually paying taxes, you can get a credit. But they're not going to give you a $12,000 check for having a solar panel, right? So if you don't pay any income taxes, if you depreciate everything and you are zero, you don't have to pay every single year, then you're not going to get that $12,000 check from the government. I'm just saying. I just saw that happen to a friend of mine. He got solar panels. I think it was $30,000, something like that, put on his. He's like, no, but it's only going to be 18. Well, he doesn't pay any taxes. Right? He's got a shitload of kids and he's got a business. So he was like basically putting zero in. He was getting all his money back and he was like, hey, man, give me my $12,000. And they were like, you don't get $12,000, man. You ain't putting anything in. It's a solar tax credit. If somebody can tell me why he's wrong and why I'm wrong, I'd appreciate that. So anyway, that's what we got for today. I wanted to talk first about stupid people. They don't understand the question. That's the primary problem. I gave you two examples. Hey, I have a guitar with active pickups. When I plug it in, does it drain the battery? Dude, I just want to let you know that I bought a 9-volt battery with a plug-in charger. That didn't answer the person's question about me with the ear pickups. Hey, look here. Are these waterproof? I don't know whether they're waterproof. Bluetooth doesn't work on it. I don't know. People don't even understand the question that they're being asked. And then they're asking and they're voting for people who have no idea what's going on with the climate or how it's being affected. And don't tell me that a 1 degree change and 2 degree change in Arkansas's temperature this year is going to cause more fires in Arkansas. I don't believe it because it's been hotter on average in Arkansas than it was last year. And it's been cooler in Arkansas than it was last year. That's why it's called an average. And if the average temperature is going up, that means it's the average temperature is still the average temperature. It's lower in places and higher in other places. And I'm not saying that we can't use a little bit of warming, but maybe not cutting off the gas and making the economy tank might be a better way to go. So, with that being said, Debbie says they don't understand the question or listen to an answer either. Drives me crazy. I know. Are these waterproof? I had a pair of goggles and some swim fins when I was a kid. Good for you there, Sparky. If we produce more, we get a check. That is awesome. So that's net metering, right? So if you produce more than you use, some states have net metering. We have net metering in in Arkansas, but we don't have equal solar access. So we don't have a law that says that it overrides your bill of assurance. If your bill of assurance says that you have a restriction on solar, then you just can't go build solar. That's not the way that our laws work. However, it's now split. I think it's 25 states that have solar access laws that said that it doesn't matter what any law says, you are allowed to have solar access. And 25 states say that they still not having access to that. Anyway, that's it for the night. Thank you very much for tuning in. Cannot tell you how much I appreciate you being here. Remember to like, share, hit the notification bell. Remember, Mickey in the Middle, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Central, right here, wherever I am, right there, wherever you are. Thanks for your comments. Appreciate you tuning in. And good night, small one. I absolutely love you. See ya. Hello. So funny. All right. Gotta go. Oh, that's a background. Oh, I changed the background. I hit